I remember the first time you came here in Mexico. I don't know if you remember that time. It was like 2006 in a concert called like Nokia Trends. It
Okay.
was kind of like in an abandoned CRs, and you were playing with Kasabian, and you were playing with Art Brut. And I remember the first time I saw you guys, it was amazing. Do you remember that show?
I do. Vito got really sick, so he was like pooping himself like the whole day. And then we got to the show, and I didn't know if he was going to make it, but we played the show. And I remember also we had a really mean tour manager, and he went in and like yelled at everybody. And then we eventually ended up like not working with him eventually. So yeah, I have a lot of memories of that show, or just doing a press conference with Kasabian in the hotel. I
Yeah.
really love Mexico a lot, so I'm super happy to be coming back again. I mean, 2006 was, I guess, almost 20 years ago, right? So, I mean, I grew up in San Diego, and my family is Mexican, so I've always just really loved Mexico. It doesn't feel like I'm leaving my country. Like I just feel like I'm in the same area, and my father speaks Spanish and taught in Latin America for years, and it just feels like coming home. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't feel different to me. Like I've traveled the world for so many years, and you have to adjust to so many things. Like I don't know, you have to bring all these power plugs, and then the language. It can be really awkward, but being in Mexico just feels like coming home. The food and it's just very comfortable. I don't feel lost. I don't feel lost. Like a lot of times I wake up and I'm in, a foreign country and I just feel like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing here? Like, how do I eat something? Like, who do I talk to? But yeah, it feels very natural.
So there's something about that era, the early 2000s. I mean that people nowadays still love this era. Do you feel nostalgic about this era yourself?
Well, it was more and less personal in a way. Now everything's immediate. Also, linear time doesn't exist anymore. Like, I'm a big fan of music journalism, and music journalism disappeared. So we're not creating our own mythology in a way. It was the last time where we had a mythology, and now things come and leave. They're ephemeral, and things move more quickly, but also there's nothing. We're still trying to decide who we are, the main thing that happens now is influencers, but influencers don't have the same longevity as, there's, I don't, I, and I'm not somebody that hates the future. But I understand, like if you're trying to build a career, there used to be these arbiters of taste, the journalists that decided who stayed and who goed and who was important and how it was important, and it was all put together. And now everybody is in their own bubble. So in the 2006 or this era, people are nostalgic because it's all smushed together. So, my generation, like trying to meet me in the bathroom, like the Strokes, yeah, yeah, LCD, DFA records, the whole thing. It was like we were a united front, and the people, our fans, were a united front. And now that isn't happening anymore because everybody, if you're successful, you're an influencer, which means you have your followers and your thing, and that's it, and you don't touch anybody else, and they don't touch you. So it was in a way we're lacking a unity or an identity. Like we've lost identity, although we do have like a hyper identity as individuals. We're more individualized, which I think has a lot of benefits. But yeah, I mean, my son is 20 years old, so he tells me like, "Shut up, Dad. Like it's fine. Like we're all fine. Like you don't need to worry." But there is a nostalgia for community. I think, in a way, we forgot how we don't live in physical reality anymore. We live in some sort of high speed internet, like we're all being force fed, and you have to stop. You used to have to go look for information. Now you have to stop information from coming. So it's just a different time. I'm happy I lived through it, but
Yeah.
also I think I don't, I'm not sort of nostalgic like I like technology and I'm excited for the future and I'm happy to be alive now. And I enjoy my life now way more than I enjoyed my life in 2006, but I understand, I mean, I don't know, people got like nostalgic about going on a horse and walking through the cactus and not having they didn't have trains or whatever. So like I'm not anti-tech.
Well, now you were talking about those days. and also it has changed the way we listen to music and the way we discover new bands, right?
Of course.
Your sound blended like this punk energy with dance rhythm in a way that felt fresh. That one still sounds pretty fresh. Did you know you were creating something that would last till these days?
No, no way. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, I worked at a lot of record stores, and I'm in San Diego right now. It was my birthday yesterday, and
Happy
I
birthday.
like, thank you. Yeah, I went to all these record stores, and now I know everybody that works at the record stores. I used to work there, and I used to sell them records, and now they sell me records. But I really studied music. My father is a university professor, so I studied music in a sort of systems analysis way. I noticed, I figured we did engineer something that I wanted to be historical. My goal was to make something that stuck in music history. So that in that way it was intentional, but nobody you hope and you dream that you're gonna have a resonance past your time, or but you can't demand that. So there was a prayer that happened. There was a belief and a friendship that made that happen, and a community that made that happen. I mean, I think also it was the last time that we were putting together genres. There hasn't been any new music for 20 years. Our new films, our new that's a really interesting cultural thing where, if you look at a movie that came out last year and a movie that came out 20 years ago, you can't really tell what era it's from. But if you watch a movie from 1975, the year I was born, like you know exactly what year it is. Or a movie from 1985, you know exactly, or even 95 and probably 2005, right? You could tell, oh, that was 2005 because they're wearing this clothes, they have this thing, they have, and that's the thing where we just lost. Like now you have all music for free. Like you just have to go and buy music. Now
Yeah,
you like everybody has more music than anyone in human history in their pocket, whether they listen to it or not, and the algorithm figures it out for you. So you don't even have to feed yourself anymore. Like you don't make a conscious choice, like, oh, I want to eat a taco today, or and some banana. Like it just feeds you, like, and it just tells you what to like. And so in a way, it was like the last time we had free choice. Although, like, like again, I don't like to get too deep into that because we just have so many options. I just think we're overwhelmed. We're okay. Like, we just need a minute and then we'll figure out how to swim around in this gigantic digital ocean that we live in.
so how does it feel to see a new generation discovering your music?
I mean, for me, it's really humbling because, I grew up on The Cure and Led Zeppelin and, dance music, whatever stuff, and I met all my heroes. And so now when somebody treats me as like, oh my God, like I just found your music 5 minutes ago, it just reminds me of the feeling that I had. And it's a responsibility. Like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. Like, I know what that feels like. And to be welcomed by my heroes is a really amazing thing too. Like, when I met David Bowie and he was like,
Ooh,
"Yeah, I listen to your music when I'm driving my car," or like, and I'm excited to hear what you do next. And like, I think that's such a responsibility. Or like when I was in San Diego, I liked the band Pavement when I was in high school. So I met the singer of Pavement and I went up to him at a show and I was like, hey, like I just really wanted to talk to him. And I didn't have any questions. So I was like, so what kind of guitar picks do you use? And he just kind of handed me a guitar pick and I was like, okay, and those are the kind of guitar picks that I use now. And he was like, I was like, what kind of amplifiers do you use? And he was like, well, we rented them. And I couldn't imagine like renting an amplifier. So, and then he just kind of walked away. But I think about this a lot. I had a experience at Coachella years ago where I kind of hurt this kid's feelings. Where we were on tour with Daft Punk in 2007. The show was Daft Punk, us, then Justice, then LCD Sound System, all in a row. And it was a really high pressure show. And I played the show, and it was amazing. And I came off stage, and there was this kid in the backstage, and I had a towel on. I was walking on the stage, and this kid comes up to me, and he goes, hey, like that, you're my favorite band. I have all your records. That was the greatest show I've ever seen. You're my favorite band. Like, without thinking about it, I looked him straight in the eye and I just said, why? And I saw him like, I crushed his spirit. And I was like, I felt so horrible because that was my own insecurity and my own doubt. Like, why would you like me? Like, why? You know what I mean? I wasn't ready for the question, and I hurt him really bad, and I never did that again. I was like, oh right, I have this responsibility. So now I just say thank you, or I connect, like I might give him a hug, or ask him some questions about himself, or like I had to learn how to have this. I'm carrying this energy, right? It's like, I'm the guy that wrote House of Jealous Lovers, or I'm the guy that did this, or like I did this tour. I met that I know this person, or and so that's a responsibility. And I think it just took me. Now I'm completely comfortable in that responsibility, but it took me a long time to accept that I was worthy of the responsibility, because that's what that was. When I said that to that kid, I was like, I'm not worthy of this. Like I don't deserve this. And now it's not about deserving. Like I don't feel like I deserve, but it's part of me, and so I have to take care of it in a way. Like being somebody who people look up to, like you have to care for it, and if you don't care for it, it can destroy you. It's also like gifts. Everyone is like, oh, you have this wonderful gift, like you can sing or whatever, but if you don't take care of it, it can actually hurt you. That's what happened to Kurt Cobain and Elliott Smith and Amy Winehouse and all these people. Is like they didn't know how to care for their gift, and their gift actually it actually led to their death. So
Yeah.
I think about those things a lot.
So you were talking about Coachella a few years ago, but you played last week at Coachella. What did you feel about that?
We played at Coachella six. This is the sixth time we've ever played there, so it's a lot of times. I remember it changed a lot. I remember we played one year and Beyonce was headlining, and I was like, "Oh man, here we go." And then we came back and like it was like Calvin Harris or some big electronic music DJ. It used to be all like indie bands, It was like the
Yeah,
Pixies and the Stooges, and like it was like they would try to get the Smiths to reunite every year, and they wouldn't do it. But it was like this year's headliners was three pop artists. It was like, Justin Bieber got on stage and he sang along to his own YouTube channel. It was like,
yeah,
this is not a rock and roll show. Like, and then it was like, I have never been to an influencer. We were talking about influencers, but the first weekend is known as influencer weekend, right? So there's like, it's like basically like an influencer convention. So it was like, it was crazy. It was actually kind of painful in a way to be around so many influencers all at once, because it was the opposite of community, right? It's like you're having
yeah,
this big communal event. You have 150,000 people in a field, but like there's all these people like in a bubble. So for me, my favorite thing about the festival, the show is really fun.
yeah,
Because the thing that's cool about the show is, as a singer of a band in front of thousands of people, you feel the whole universe come into one moment and one point of light, and you're the focus of all of this energy, and everyone's coming together as one. You play a particular song, everybody's hands go up, like the sound happen, like you disappear into something magical, and that's why, like Black Sabbath, they used to ask Tony Iommi, like, do you ever get tired of playing Paranoid? And he's like, I have the ability to make thousands of people all come together at once. Like, why would I not want to do that? Because like at some point Radiohead
yeah,
wouldn't play Creep, and Kurt Cobain wouldn't play Smells Like Teen Spirit, because he's like, well, I was like, but it's like it's bigger than you, and I guess that's like the theme of our talk, right? Is like this whole thing is bigger than you. So I still think Coachella, like when we played, it still transcended. Like you still have that moment of like you forget yourself. I play music to forget who I am, like because it's painful to be a human, right? It's painful to exist,
yeah,
and then when you are gifted these songs, like you have the ability to disappear, and you have the ability to take everybody with you. It's like, hey guys, like that's my job. I'm the singer, right? So my job is to be like, all right, let's all disappear for 5 minutes together in this like kind of wash of colors and emotions, and we're all one. We're all one thing. And I think that there's a beauty to that, and it still happens. Like even in the middle of a influencer hellish moment where everybody's like, only care about me. Like, look at my butt, or look at my beautiful face, or look at my awesome like workout abs. Like in the middle of all that, you still have the ability. So I think in a way it was like a really interesting experiment to take like the Rapture into essentially a pop festival, and still be like, does this still work? Like, can we still transcend? Can we still? And the answer is yes. Like, music is powerful. Music is bigger than us. It's more powerful than us. So it works like no matter what. And Coachella, I think, is reckoning with that. It's kind of like, like Iggy Pop and David Byrne, and then, have this new band Geese, and you have like Jack White. You have all these people, right? Like, but then you
yeah,
have the electronic music artists, and then you have the pop stars. And that was the weird thing. It was like the pop stars took over. I mean, tickets to Coachella are like $900. So, it's like, and it's interesting to me, like also who goes to concerts, like who has $900, like what kid has like $900 to go to 3 days of like I didn't have that much money, like I couldn't do.
Yeah,
So it's super interesting, to watch it evolve. I mean, $200 is already a lot for 3 days, but for a kid, but yeah, I mean, it's super interesting. I mean, I'm blessed to be able to keep doing these festivals because it's like an awards ceremony. It's like everybody wants to play at that. So to be invited is like it's like getting an award. It's like, oh, we think that you're important enough, and it pays well, and like you get treated really. They always treat us really well. Like they're Coachella is like Golden Voice is a really they've always like really loved us, and they could pick whoever they want. So like the fact that they asked us to play 6 times is like, oh, thank you. It's another one of those things where it's like, I don't deserve this. Like no one deserves that. Like no one's like that cool. Like cool is an illusion. It's not real. So like I don't know. I mean, in a way, it's almost embarrassing. It's humbling. It's like, okay, 6 times. Like, okay, cool. Like I'm old now. You still want me to come back? Like, you don't want somebody else? Okay, I guess I'm still invited to the party. I mean, it's very flattering, but
yeah,
I'm happy. I'm happy. I was happy to be at Coachella. I'm happy to play another weekend. It's nice that people can watch it online too. I mean, it's
yeah. That's
basically like
amazing.
a TV show now. I mean, it's just like they have incredible, all these cameras and all this stuff. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I still
Yeah,
don't
because
know
I
how I
remember.
still don't know how I got here. I have no idea how this. I don't know why I'm talking to you in a way. Like it's cool, but it's still strange.
So, what do you hope people feel when they listen to your music today?
Uh, I just hope that they find something of themselves. I think the best art is like it tells you something about yourself you don't know. And it frees you from something and it gives hope and I mean I'm dead without music, right? Like now I have a family. I'm a counselor, like I'm a life coach, so I help people with their lives and I'm able to express myself outside of music. But when I was 20 years old, I couldn't talk outside of music. I didn't have a voice. I was really hurt and I hope that people find peace and joy and transcendence. It was the first music was the first place I was able to express anger also. Like I was very angry because my mom killed herself when I was a kid and like and I had a lot of hurt and music was a safe place. It saved my life. So I understand that music saves not for everybody. Most people don't care about music that much, but for me, music was everything. I only in the it took me a long time to live outside of music. My first love was baseball, but that didn't save my life. Like music saved my life. I had to stop playing baseball because I wasn't good enough to continue and I got a guitar and I just I'm only here because of music. So my intention for people with my music or any music in general, and there's the music is endless, but it's just to be part of the stream of music and if it speaks to you, if music calls to you the way it called to me, my intention for you is that you live long enough to experience all the other things I have, like I have a good relationship with my son, I like myself, like I love my wife. Like I enjoy things outside. I can eat food now and not cry. I don't know. Like I can do other things besides music. But if you're a person that needs music, I just hope that it gets you to all the other things that I have and love and can enjoy now. Because at a moment it was only music.
Music is like medicine, yeah, for a lot of people, and your music helps a lot of people to have a good time. I can assure you that.
Well, that was the intention. I was only trying to save my own life. I think the people that made beautiful music in the world, they were trying to save their own life, and you can hear it when you listen to the music. You can tell that they're fighting for their life. And it comes across, and because of that energy, it helps other. I think of music as transitional energy. Music helps you get from point A to point B, like especially in the trauma or that's why music festivals are all people that are trying to move out of their parents' house into, like, I don't know, having kids or getting a job or being married, right? So because not everyone gets to be like me and travel around the world and talk to people at the back of stages. So it helps move energy. That's the power of
Yeah,
music, because it helps like if you're blocked or if you're stuck, like it can unblock you. Or is like an African music thing that he put out on his label, but we went and performed that for 4 years around. And I got to tell him, I was like, I remember we were singing on sound check, and he came over, and we were singing some vocal harmonies in the song, and he comes over and he goes, "Hey, Luke, like, does that sound okay?" And I'm like, "You're David Byrne." Like, of course, that voice was like coming through, harmonizing with my voice. And I got to tell him, I was like, my mom died, but I'm here with you. He didn't, I don't know if he cared or not, but I got to say to him, like the biggest compliment you can give anyone about their music is your music is part of me. Like, and I
Yeah,
mean like quite literally, like it's part of like my bones and my blood and it's like it's in me. It's part of like it's not even that I like it. Because my mom loved to sing and we would sing together in the car when we were driving around it when I was little. She would sing all the time. We would sing together. And sometimes she would cry when she was singing a particular song, and I would say, "Do you like this song, Mom?" And she would say, "It's not that I like it; it's that it's part of me. It's part of me."
well, I send you a great hug, and thanks for having this conversation. No, I mean
Yeah, of
it's
course.
pretty good. I mean, I experienced something like that when I was a kid. I lost my mom too, but I mean the music helped me a lot. Helped me a lot to uh, channelize all this anger and all these thoughts I had. So I understand exactly what you're saying. So what do you expect about this new gig here in Mexico City,
I I
April
cannot
25th?
I cannot wait. Like I've been looking forward for so long. As soon as we got this gig, I love Mexico, and there's something really special about Mexico for me. For me, it's a treat, like my main job is to have fun when I perform. If I have fun, then other people can have fun. If I don't have fun, it's really hard for other people to have fun. So I'm like really looking forward to this one. I don't look forward to all the gigs, but this one I'm really like been circled. I'm like, okay, like because I feel like I'm coming home. Like Mexico is my home. So,
Yeah.
I'm very happy and I can't wait to see the faces and the people and just eat some enchiladas and hang out. I'm ready. Like, please, take me home.
Well, thank you for this conversation. I mean, I hope you have a great show here in Mexico. Hope we can meet and we can
Yeah,
still talk.
please come say hi. I mean that. Please, I'm not just saying that. Please come say hi if you need like number of my tour manager or whatever. Like, come say hi.
That would be amazing. Honestly, that would be amazing. Thanks a lot for this conversation.
Okay, buddy. All right.
Have a nice day
Okay, hope to
and
see you in a few days.
nice talking to you.
Ciao.